Hello, Kenyans. I hope you guys are doing great as I am from wherever I am. And today I just feel like we should talk about some of the things that are happening in this country. And the protest is a major thing that has been happening in this country for the longest. And we've had a couple of protests that have been following each other from one protest to another protest to another protest to another protest. And all these protests, they have some effects that they are effects on what I'll call economy of this country, especially to the small traders, small scale traders like me and the rest of the people around, those mama mboga, those who have small shops, either it's a clothing shop, a shoe shop, second-hand mtumbai shop, or those who trade along the road. These protests have a very long-term effect and a short-term effect onto us. For us who are doing it small, doing small business, sometimes you took a loan to do whatever you're doing. Then protest comes in. Then protesters don't even think, they don't have a second thought about whatever they are doing. They come in, destroy all your property, all your business, they pull it down. You still have a loan to pay. You don't know how you're going to pay that loan. You don't have any other way to go pay that loan. Then whatever happens next, you start suffering from depression. Then before you know, mental problems, maybe you lose your mind, your insanity and all that, and you're gone. So, when politicians call people to protest, they don't really tell them the consequences of the protest. For them, they front something that looks like it's so good to them, and it looks like it's something that is cool for you and cool for the guys who are protesting. And all of us go on the street and you start protesting. Before you know, you've lost a lot. So, what are some of the long-term and short-term and long-term effects of protest within this country? And for where Kenya is now, for us to recover from the protests that we have had, we will need 2 to 5 years, 4 to 5 years to recover from the losses that we've incurred during all the protest season that we've been having. That is when protest that was in 2017, we came to 2020, 2021, we had some protests in 2020, at 2024. All these things, they have costed a lot of traders a lot of money. And for us to get out of this, we need a super leadership. Uh, we need a super leadership and a good leadership than what we are having currently, because what you're having is more of politicians who are for themselves and not for the people of this nation. So, what are some of the things that we should be looking into as for us to become a country that is complete from protests and all that? Because as much as protest is a good thing to force the government to understand whatever the young people or people are going through in a country, to ease the burden onto the people in a country, but it has its own it has its own negative part when it comes to the same, when it comes to impacting the lives of the people in our country. So Kenya's economy need decades for recovery unless the country enters a full political and debt crisis. More realistically, protests reduce gradually and the institutions stabilize. I will talk about have a meaningful recovery that could that could happen in a span of 2 to 5 years, while other structural transformation into strong high employment economy could take 10 to 15 years. The key issue is that the protests themselves are not a root problem. They are a symptom of a deeper frustration that is among the people. And this is to things like high taxation, unemployment, public debt, corruption concerns, weak industrial growth, and the declining trust in institutions. Like the one that we have experienced 2 days ago was because of the high fuel prices in this country. The greatest of all protests in Kenya was in 2014. That was the anti-finance bill that the young people came on the streets to protest against the what most people could have called impunitive finance bill that was really burdening the Kenyan citizen and to paying a lot of tax, but they will not see whatever that tax is doing. To them, there's no employment, no development, a lot of unemployment among the young people. But again, we are seeing the government burdening the people more and more on the same. and it's still the same that is happening currently. We haven't seen much change in that. The good news is that Kenya still has a strong economy foundation compared to many African economies. And why we're looking into this is that agriculture remains productive, remittances are strong in the banking system, in functioning technology adoption is high, and Nairobi remains a regional business hub. The World Bank still projects a medium-term growth of 4.5 to 5% if reforms continue in this country that we call Kenya. And this is because of the high number of young people who are ready to take tools and go to work. But do we have these jobs that these young people can go to work? Do we have the jobs? We don't have jobs in this country. Job creation in this country is very, 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 very low. So what are the short-term damages with the protest that are caused by the protest? That is from 0 to 2 years. We get this is usually the hardest phase after a sustained protest. Key effects include businesses closing early or temporarily. That is small business like mine and yours. We're talking about investors delaying projects because they are not so sure about the security of the country, so they can't just come in to start investing within that country. Then we have tourism confidence in that country also becomes a problem. The same thing we saw in 2024 in this country during the Gen Z protest. Reduced manufacturing output, and that is true. Job losses among SMEs, banks becoming more cautious in lending because they are not so sure if the young people or whoever gets the money can return that money back to them. Then Kenya already experienced some of these effects after the finance bill protest, and the World Bank linked weaker growth partly to protest, subdued business confidence, and reduced development spending on this country. So government estimates a suggested violent protest to costing the economy roughly that is 3 billion daily during peak unrest. If protesters continue frequently, the shilling could weaken again. Borrowing costs may rise, and unemployment may worsen in this country. Those are the things that I really want us to talk about. Before that politician tells you that go on the street to protest, they need to tell us what will be the short-term effects of the protest that we are having. To them, they're pressuring the leaders that they think they're not working, and they want to use us as they want to use us as a point of reference. But when they are given the same opportunity to be in the same position that those other leaders are in, they won't really help us. They won't really help us because they will be the very people who will still be doing the same mistake that they are doing. We saw during the reign of Kibaki, Uhuru Kenyatta came in condemning Kibaki so much, saying Kibaki has done this and that and this and that, and he brought himself as a better as a better solution to this country. But when he became the president, he undid what the goods that Kibaki was doing and brought a lot of problems into this country. The same thing with President William Samoei Ruto. During President Uhuru's reign, he saw a lot of negatives in President Uhuru's government, and he said he presented himself to Kenyans as a solution to that problem. But did he become an easier solution? The same thing that is happening now. We are seeing other people other politicians who are presenting themselves as solutions to the problems that they feel President William Samoei Ruto is doing in this country. But once we give them the presidency, will they be a solution? Will they bring solutions, or they will become the very, very problem that you're experiencing? The truth is, they will become the very, very problem that we are experiencing, because they would have inherited a country that is full of debts, and you can't tell me they can be able to pay that debt in 2 months or 3 months or 5 months or 1 year. They will need time for them to do the same, and the very us who are condemning the current leadership will still condemn them, and we will still go on the streets to protest, and the circle will continue and continue. It is until Kenyans get leaders who are ready to sacrifice everything for this nation, then we'll have a better nation. So those are the short-term effects of maandamano, or famously, whatever we call protests. So can we change on this, or will we continue having it tough each and every day? Leave your comment in the comment section and tell us what you believe and what you think maandamano can bring to the nations. From other people, nation things have changed, and things are running well for them once the new leadership came in. But in Kenya, we're still having that circle of maandamano each and every day. Until next time we meet, same place, same time, I'm your host, Alan. Bye.